be discussing the one of the most important theorems in mathematics, which is called as the Pythagoras theorem. P-Y-T. Yeah, theorem. So, according to this theorem, if you are given a right angled triangle, so by right angled triangle we mean that one of the angles of the triangle is 90 degrees. So this is the 90 degrees angle, and suppose this is the base B and this is height A and this is the hypotenuse. So the side opposite the 90 degrees angle is called as the hypotenuse. And this is the base and this is the height. Okay, so if you are given a 90 degrees right angle triangle, the Pythagoras theorem states that the square of the height, a square, plus the square of the base, which is b square, is equal to the square of the hypotenuse. So a square plus b square is equal to c square. So square of the height plus square of the base is equal to square of the hypotenuse. That's what the Pythagoras theorem states. So how do you prove this? Let's look at the same triangle again. So we have the triangle with hypotenuse C and B, base B, and height A. Okay, let's call this triangle 1, and let's call this point as X something. Okay, now if you rotate this triangle by 90 degrees, so if you rotate this by 90 degrees on point X, 90 degrees rotate on point X, so you'll get this triangle. It's the same triangle, but it's just rotated on point X. This is X. Let's call this triangle 2. This is your base, this is your height, and this is your hypotenuse. So this is the 90 degrees. Now let's rotate this other 90 degrees on point X. Let's rotate this by 90 degrees. Okay, 90 degrees rotate. Okay, so when you rotate that by 90 degrees, you get this triangle here. So this is A, this is B, this is C. So this is your point X. Let's call this triangle 3. Now further rotate this triangle on point X by another 90 degrees. So when you do that, rotate 90 degrees again. 90 degrees rotate this triangle here. Okay, when you rotate that by further 90 degrees. So that's okay, that's your side A, that's your side B, that's your side C, and that's your point X there. Let's call this triangle 4. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's combine all these triangles together. So this is your first triangle. So let's say this is your first triangle. Okay, that's 1. So that side is A, B, and C. Okay, now let's bring the second triangle on top of this. So that will be like this. So that's the second triangle. So that will be a side A, that will be a side B, and side C. Now let's bring the third triangle. So this is the second triangle, third triangle, like this. Okay, this will be a side A, this will be a side C, B, this will be a side C, and let's bring the fourth triangle next to this. So this will be a side A, B, and C. Then this will be 4, this will be 3. Okay, now as you can see, when you combine all these 4 triangles together, you get a bigger square with side A plus B. That's the big square, and that big square encompasses the 4 triangles, that we talked about. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and in addition to that, there is a smaller square in there with side C. So the bigger square encompasses the bigger square with side AB encompasses a smaller square with side C and 4 triangles. So if you look at the area of the big square with side AB, so area of the big square is equal to area of small square plus area of the four triangles combined. Okay. Now we know that the big square has the sides a plus b, so area of the big square is a plus b the whole square is equal to we know that the area of the side of the small square is c, that's so area of the small square will be c square, and we know that each of the four triangles are the same, so all of their areas will be the same. So, but let's take this triangle as an example. So area of this triangle is half base into height, which is half b into a, and there are four triangles like this, so multiplied by 4. If you simplify this, it's a square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to c square plus 4ab divided by 2. Okay, now this goes to 2, so we can say a square plus 2ab plus b square is equal to c square plus 2ab. Now this cancels off, so we can say a square plus b square is equal to c square. So that's the proof of the Pythagoras theorem. As you can see,